Welcome to Do the Dang Thing podcast with Chrissi Sperduto, the podcast that's like having a personal business coach in your pocket, giving you bite-sized tips and small mindset shifts every week. I'm your host, Chrissi Sperduto. I'm a network marketer turned productivity and mindset coach who grew her businesses while holding down a successful career in aviation. I'm on a mission to help you fit your business into everyday life. I believe you are capable of achieving success no matter how chaotic your life is. Consider me your no-nonsense guide to getting it all done. Join me here on the podcast each week where we'll chat everything from systems to help you fit your business into real life, to business and marketing tips, plus time management hacks, mindset shifts that can help you find the courage to take the next step in your business, and real life stories to inspire and empower you to go after your goals. Let's go, CEO. We have work to do. Grab your favorite cup of coffee or wine, no judgment. And let's get ready to ditch those inner mean girl thoughts ringing in the back of your head so you can embrace your inner badass and go do the dang thing. Thank you so much, ladies, for being on the podcast today. I am so excited to introduce my two close business bestie friends. I don't know what I want to call you, but business bestie friends sounds like a good one.
Yes, I do like that.
So I have Miss Alicia Peterson and Miss Krystal Black here with me today on the podcast. And I'm so excited to introduce you to both of these amazing ladies because we have just become the best of friends. Mm-hmm. And I think that there's a testament to building a community while you build your business. Business can be so lonely. So if you don't have that tribe around you, that could be something really good that you work on going out and doing this week, is building that community around you, building that support system, building that person that you can text and just vent about this just happened, or I forgot to turn my podcast mic on before I recorded. I'm such an idiot. And they tell you, you're not an idiot. Everyone makes mistakes. As we just recorded half of this and we had to start over. But that's okay. Ladies, I would love for you to introduce yourself, just a little bit about what you do, and, your family, whatever you want to include is great. Krystal, would you like to go first?
Of course. So I am Krystal. I am a 6th generation Colorado native, so it's really fun to be here recording this with you in Denver. I am married to a first responder, Reggie. We've been married almost 15 years, and we have 5 kids. Our oldest is 13, and our youngest is 2, and I am a life coach.
I love that. And you're specifically a life coach for first responders, yes, which is so interesting. Like, that whole world that you've told me about seems so unique and interesting, and you have such a gift for helping people because you grew up in the first responder life, right?
Yes, yeah. So both my dad and my stepmom were police officers or retired. And my grandpa was also the chief of our town on my mom's side. And then actually my grandpa on my dad's side was a volunteer for the fire department in the town next to us. So it's definitely runs deep in my blood. And then obviously with my husband marrying into it. So just very passionate about the first responder world and our families and spouses and kids.
And the unique challenges that really come around that. And yeah, I think that's also a testament to, like, that can be a very lonely world when your husband is out or your wife is out for extended periods of time, and you are, solo parenting for that amount of time. And so I think you really do a great service to that industry.
Thank you.
It's been so fun watching you build that too.
Thank you.
Alicia, do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. So I'm Alicia, and I am in Jonesboro, Arkansas, which is about an hour from Memphis. We've been there about almost 8 years, but I'm from Southwest Missouri. I, too, have been married for almost 16 years. Yeah. It'll be 16 years in October. High school sweethearts, and I have a 10-year-old daughter and an 8-year-old son. And I am also a mindset and life coach.
Yes. So these lovely ladies, we all met through our coaching certification that we got last year. And it has just been so much fun to watch the transformation. Like, I remember back from when we first started in our pods and no one ever wanted to raise their hand or go first. And now, like, you get us all together and no one can shut up long enough to do anything.
Coaching.
So I just love, like, the relationships that we've built of, I think in business, it can be so lonely. It can be so isolating. So if you don't have that support system and you don't have people in your life, how, what am I trying to say here? it can just be a very difficult journey. And so finding those people and really leaning on them, and it takes energy and effort to cultivate that. So we kind of met through something that was already put together for us. But if you like, do you have any relationships outside of kind of our coaching pod that you formed in businesses? And if so, how'd you make those?
I think I have a couple ladies in my life, business women that I really look up to that I met at church. You connect over that. But honestly, I think connecting with the two of you, when I was mostly focused on my direct selling business, I was really surrounding myself with people that were just in my company, which is great, but you get to a point where it's like, it's good to have people that are maybe in your same industry, but not in your same company. And I've seen a lot of growth stepping outside of my company and finding relationships because it's just, right? It's, neat to hear from other people and their experiences and what are you learning and that kind of a thing. And then of course, like in life coaching, like you're not coaching the same people that I am and you're not coaching. So we can learn so much from each other, which is just better for our communities.
100%. Yeah. I am of the mindset of there's enough room at the table for everyone. And even though we're all coaches, we're coaching a very different group of people. And anyone that, even if we were to have the same niche, like I'm going to resonate different than you're going to resonate, Krystal, or that you're going to resonate with someone, Alicia. Like you both bring such different perspectives and different worldviews than I ever could. Alicia, have you met anyone kind of outside of your network marketing or the pod?
I'm trying to think. I don't really have like a business network, no. Like I have friends that, we hold each other accountable and things like that. But I'm a former teacher, so most of my friends are still teaching, or like I've been subbing at my kids' school, and so there's a lot of moms that do that. So most of my network though is still like stay-at-home moms, I think, because when we moved to Jonesboro, I just started collecting people at the park with my kids and built mom group, like that type of thing. But I do think that the coaching certification is what really allowed me, like you're saying, Krystal, to make business relationships with other people to see like what you're doing and how you're doing it and things like that, because mostly the people that I knew that were in business was people in my company.
100%. Yeah, I could definitely see that. So I think that building these relationships, even if you're like, so maybe you're in a network marketing company and you meet someone and you vibe with them, or you're in a certification or a program and you meet someone and you vibe with them, I think that there's still cultivation that needs to happen. Like someone needs to step out of the comfort zone and initiate contact and be the cheerleader and do some, like, really kind of reach out and start that relationship. And sometimes it can be hard to be that person. So Alicia, I think you did a really good job in our pod, like kind of making friends with a lot of different people. Definitely like a connector. So do you have some tips if someone's looking to make relationships like this?
Oh gosh, I don't know. I don't know how to tell other people how to do that, because that's just what I do.
I think you did a really great job, to speak to what Chrissy's saying, and maybe a skill you don't realize you have is that you're really great at reaching out and be like, hey, what you said really resonated with me, or hey, I thought this today when we were on the call and wanted to let you know. I feel like you're really great at sharing your thought leadership.
Thank you.
With our pod, and I think
that's
that was
something that I've really focused on for a long time. Like if you've seen those quotes, like if you see something good in somebody, to speak it, because like the power of words goes so far. Like we all are carrying around all this junk all day and all kinds of stories, and whatever. And so for one person to like reach out and be like, hey, this is something good, like that can change the whole trajectory. But I really thrive in community, and so I need people around me, and I think that's something that I've had to come into, because I struggled with friendships, in high school and things like that, and really just like allowing people in. And I don't remember where I heard it at, but it was like, like I want people to feel seen, obviously, and welcomed and loved, you know, like right where they're at. But in order for me to help people feel that way, like I have to allow myself to feel that too. And so that's been the struggle. Like, I guess what I'm trying to overcome maybe in creating those communities is like I have to like let people see me in order to like build that relationship. So
100%. Yeah. Alicia, I think you do a really good job too on our calls of like making people feel seen and like heard. And so on some of our roadmap calls, like I'll get into strategy and all of this, and you'll literally back me up and you'll be like, what Chrissy said is really great, but have you considered this one switch? And it's like a light bulb turns on.
yeah.
And they're like, wait, okay, yeah, I can go and apply that strategy now, and like working together.
Yeah.
And like pointing out like little things that you see people doing really well. I think that a lot of people could do a better job of like, hey, that story that you just posted was really powerful. You should share that as a reel. Like you should just download that exactly the way it is and share it as a reel. And then earlier today too, you were telling Krystal like, just start talking. I think so. Krystal was on stage today and she did such a beautiful job. I'm gonna like shameless plug for Krystal. And she did such a beautiful job and spoke from the heart. And Alicia was like, you spoke from the heart and it was beautiful. You need to start talking on social media like that.
Just open your mouth.
Just open your mouth. That is literally what she said. It was amazing.
Yeah.
So, Krystal, how do you feel when people, like, when Alicia says that to you?
I feel amazing. You know, I feel acknowledged. You know, I think as moms, as businesswomen, wives, there's not a lot of places where we get somebody that says, hey, you are doing a really great job. You know, and that's part of why I wanted to coach, is because I think there's not enough of us telling each other, you are rocking as a mom.
Right.
I see how you take care of Brian, and great job. You know what I mean? I don't think there's enough of that. And so, I mean, it just lit me up, you know, just to feel seen and like I mattered.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
100%.
For sure.
Yeah. I think, like, being surrounded by coaches, having my own coach, and just being really immersed in the coaching industry has definitely changed a lot of things in the way that my brain is wired over the last year or so. I would love if you would like to speak on maybe how either one of your clients, like what transformation you've seen in them, or your own transformation from being immersed in coaching as well.
I would say I've just really been learning to stand on my own 2 feet and trust myself. You know, I think, I don't know where along the way I stopped trusting myself to make choices, right? And I think when you're starting a business or in business, like, you have to be able to make decisions on your own for yourself. And it's just a skill that I think I had forgotten, or it kind of got pushed to the side because I've been so busy taking care of everybody else.
Yeah.
That I kind of forgot how to do that. And so I think that that's where I'm kind of at. I'm really loving leaning into and getting curious about, like, hey, why am I
building
thinking
that muscle again?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And remembering that I am so capable, just as I am, you know?
Yeah.
And of course you guys and our community really plays a big part in that, of reminding me, like, hey, no, you're great, you got this, you know?
Yeah, I'll piggyback on that because I mean, I really struggle making decisions too. And I think when you go into business for yourself, like you said, you have to make decisions. And like, it doesn't matter who, like, you can have all the people tell you, like, you should do this or you should do that, but like, until you actually make the decision, you're not going to take the action, you know? And I think that's something you do really well, Chrissy. And obviously that's why we joined you in the roadmap, because you take charge and you're like, figure it out, do the dang thing. And we're like, stop telling me that, give me what to do. And you're like, no, figure it out.
Yeah. I think
lovingly, I love you, but you got to figure it out. And it's like that push that, I mean, has helped me, like, take the next step. I'm like, okay, I can do this.
Yeah.
It's okay. I can trust myself to take the next step.
Yeah. What has, so kind of piggybacking off of that, Alicia, so in the roadmap, we kind of lay out, like, this is the first step, then the next step, and it kind of takes away the overwhelm of, I don't know what to do. There's 10 million things to do when you have your own business. There's 10 million things to do. I don't even know where to start, so I'm not going to do anything at all. And in the roadmap, we really break it down of, this is the first lesson. The video is 4 minutes. Go and watch the video, do the worksheet, and then implement the dang thing.
Right.
Like, and it's just a continuation process of, like, every week, knock out a couple things on that to-do list, and eventually they'll all be done. And learning to trust yourself in doing that. But then there's also the community aspect of, we're walking this journey together. And so, Krystal, I think you're a testament to, and I'm going to call you out just a little bit here, but Krystal has not worked her way through the roadmap. She has still seen enormous transformation in herself and in her business just from coming to the weekly coaching calls. And not every single one of them, but a handful of them, like probably one every couple of, like 2 a month since October. So October to, we're in April now while we're recording this. So can you speak a little bit about like the community aspect of the calls and how having those has kind of kept you accountable to your goals?
Oh, yeah, because, well, yeah, I mean, sometimes it can be really hard when you're trying to start a business and you have all the other things, right? It's like where can I fit that in? And it's not that I don't want to do it, but it's just a matter of like figuring out how to manage all of it.
It kind of takes the back burner.
Yeah, and
when you have 5 kids, I can 100% understand that.
Yeah, and so I feel like being part of the roadmap and being on our calls helps keep my dream alive. You know, it helps me not put it to the back of my brain, even though maybe it's not its turn right now. You know, I like to say when you're having your schedule, like, you know, there's kids' homework turn. It's the turn for the kids' homework. It's not time to make dinner. It's their homework, right? And then the turn for, it's dinner making turn. It's laundry turn, right? Everybody takes turns, right? And there will be, more time for me to work through all of it and all of it. But right now, just having, and I don't want to say just, but having the community, you guys help me remember, like, hey, this is what we're working towards. This is our end goal. Like, you can still do this, even though my journey through the roadmap has looked different than maybe Alicia's. That doesn't mean it's bad. It doesn't mean it's not going to happen.
Right.
It's just that my timeline is a little different. You know? And I think sometimes we put so much pressure on ourselves for things to look a certain way, and when they don't, then we can get in that shame cycle, and we are like, oh, maybe this isn't what I'm supposed to do, or maybe I'm not good at this, or whatever. I feel like our community keeps me from getting in that shame cycle, keeps me from getting to a place of like, you know what, maybe I shouldn't do this. You know what I mean?
I was going to say, too, like, to piggyback off of that, the accountability of the weekly calls. Like, and I think sometimes you hear accountability and people are like, deuces, like, I'm out. I don't want accountability. I don't want somebody, like, telling me what to do, or, the shame, like you're saying, comes into that. But I think the roadmap is different because we're all working at different paces on different things. Our businesses are all different. And so the accountability comes like from a place of love, almost. Like, okay, you told me this is your business idea. You told me that, like, these are the things you're working on. Where are you at with that? How can I help you? How can I support you? And, like, quite frankly, like, we're just happy to see you here every week,
And I think sometimes, too, when you get those voices of doubt in your head, it's so nice to have Chrissy's do the dang thing in this side. And you're amazing. You got this. Like, your voices quiet those, voices of doubt. And that is so big.
I love that. So when I originally launched the new business roadmap, it was supposed to be an 8-week course with live coaching every week. And then I got into it and I was like, I have more things to say. I have more information that I want to give you, and this is going to take you longer than 8 weeks to implement. So we pushed it, and I was like, okay, I'm going to give you 4 more weeks. We're going to do a 12-week program and with 2 implementation weeks. And then we got kind of trucking our way through it, and I'm like, you still might need more than 12 weeks. How can I make this accessible so you can take it as long as it needs, as quick or as long as you need? And so instead of live launching the course, it actually is available all the time. At any moment you can sign up for it and you join, and you automatically get your first 3 months of the coaching calls, access to text messages with me, the community that we have on Facebook, and I'm missing something. What is the last thing? Anyway.
What about the calls every month?
Yes, and the advanced training calls. See? They remember.
Yeah.
We actually have one coming up this week. And an advanced training. So I usually bring in an industry expert to talk about one specific subject that maybe we haven't done a deep dive in the roadmap about. Maybe we've talked about it a little bit, and the industry expert goes further in depth. We've done things like ChatGPT, managing your mental health, managing your physical health as you build a business. We've done, this upcoming one is all about social media and how to show up authentically in stories. And the way that the program was built was, if you want to finish it in 12 weeks, here it is on a platter. Here's the roadmap to finish it in 12 weeks. But if you need longer than that, if you're like Krystal and you're like, I want to do this, but it's going to take me 6 months, or it's going to take a year, or it's going to take 18 months, there's the option to do that. And the monthly membership ends up coming kind of just like a monthly fee that's enough money that it hurts a little bit, so you show up for the calls. It's not like a $19 membership where you're like, oh, I don't have time today, I'll get back to it next month. It's $97 a month, and that's enough to go, hey, I'm actually investing in this every single month. I'm going to show up for at least 2 or 3 calls a month. I'm going to actually keep working towards my goals and towards my dreams. And my goal is for everyone to eventually grow out of the membership and move on to other coaches and other ideas and refine specific things. Like, the roadmap is such an overarching everything that you need in business, and there are industry experts underneath every single one of those pillars that are inside the roadmap. But while you're building your business and while you're taking the first baby steps, having that community is so stinking important. And I think we've done such a good job, especially you two as two of my 3 founders, building that community. And when new people come in, welcoming them in with open arms. A lot of the times it's not me asking for accountability. It's you guys going, hey, did you get those cups ordered? Did you do that reel? How are things going? And then celebrating each other throughout the week as you go out and do the things. So I'm so proud of both of you.
Thank you.
And the community that we've gotten to build together. Is there anything else that you'd like to add about community?
Well, I was going to say thank you,
Yeah.
Chrissi. I think, you are the one that brought us together, and facilitated.
Providing a space.
Yeah. And it really is a gift. Community is such a gift.
It is.
And so for you to initiate that, like a big gift giver.
I love it.
Yeah.
Thank you both for being on the podcast today. Say hi to Mom.
Yeah.
Hi, Mom.
We made it!
Hey, look, I made it. Yeah.
This was amazing. Thank you so much for your time and for your energy and helping build our amazing community. And hopefully, listener, I will see you in the Roadmap community soon, because it is the place to be. Thanks for listening to this week's episode of Do the Dang Thing podcast with Chrissi Sperduto. If you know someone that could benefit from today's chat, please send this episode their way. Also, I love to see what you're doing while you listen. Share what you're up to while you listen to today's episode and tag me in your stories at Chrissi Sperduto for a shout out. Plus, while you're there, hit follow for even more tips, behind the scene views of what I do in my business, and plenty of encouragement for you along your business journey. If you'd like to explore more resources and learn how we can work together through one of my online programs or through one-on-one coaching, head to chrissisperduto.com. Please always remember that you are not alone on this adventure. I am always rooting for you. Until next time, keep doing the dang thing. Bye!